Ірина Денис, мікрофон.
Okay, let us check the connection. The teacher is here. So let us check the present people. So the first list I've got from the group IP 93. So Василиненко Nikita, are you with us? Are you with us? No?
Я сейчас тестирую.
Воловик Роман.
На мою же веб. Мне это очень...
Воловик Руслан. Говоруха Максим.
I'm here.
Горбунова Єлизавета.
I'm here.
Great. Гребенко Єгор.
I'm here.
Дмитренко Роман. Дмитрієв Дмитро. Домінський Валентин.
Present.
Great. Завальнюк Максим.
I'm present.
Заводовська Єлизавета.
I'm present.
Great. Зегельман Марк, are you with us?
Yes, present.
Great. Маршенко Максим.
I'm here.
Great. Мусій Іван.
Here.
Here. Great. Пальчик Максим.
Present.
Great. Рожицький Максим. Сенишин Василь. Січкар Тетяна.
You are now unmuted.
Столяр Олексій. Столяр Олексій. Стронов Іван. Are you with us? Суханова Марія. Трембач Анастасія.
I'm here.
Урин Дмитро. Шаповал Лев. Very important. Ertugrul Sena. Are you with us? And Uzunglu Gamzenur. Are you with us? Then group IT 9292 IT. Антипенко Артем. Антипенко Артем. Богайчук Юрій.
I'm present.
Great. Бойко Єлізавета.
I'm present.
Great. Бондаренко Дмитро. Something wrong with your sound to something. Василенко Олександр.
Present.
Then Волошин Олексій. Гілюн Денис.
Present.
Гринник Валентина.
Present.
Дерлиця Андрій.
Present.
Іщенко Олександр. Побець Ірина.
I'm present. Present.
Мгм. Кравченко Дмитро. Круцько Роман.
Present.
Кучеренко Артем. Михайлов Павло.
Present.
Михальчук Елеонора.
I'm present.
Петриковець Анастасія.
Present.
Пророкова Юлія. Пророкова Юлія. Рафалюк Роман. Русановський Дмитро. Are you with us? Русановський has written in the chat that he is present, but he is not in the network. It might mean that he is absent. Рябко Олександр.
Yeah, I'm here.
Татарин Микола.
Here.
Шенфельд Валентин.
Yeah, I'm here.
Great. Шмідт Валерій.
I'm present.
Шуляк Борис.
I am present.
Great. Щербаков Антон. Шур Антон.
I'm present. Sure.
Щур. Яцевський Олександр. Семенов Вадим. My dear groups, you might remember that we have a home assignment. Yes, that is from Infotech, Unit 1, Computer Users. We've got there the list of the possible users, and the task was to join into pairs or groups and to suggest how these people. Let us do like this. Let me support you with this course book to see. And can you please tell me who is ready? Do you remember about the home assignment? Yes, so I hope that you're ready. Can I have the feedback from you?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So,
Hello? Can you hear me now? I'm sorry.
You are now muted.
Yes.
whom?
Thank you.
So One little second. Screen sharing we need. Yes, so you might see right on the screens. Yes, problem solving, exercise 7. Yes, so now that I have notification that you can see my screen sharing.
You are now
I can
unmuted.
see.
You are now muted.
So who is ready
You are
to?
now unmuted.
We
We
are.
are ready.
Sorry, I have an
You are now
idea.
muted.
May I say?
Yes.
I
Irina.
want maybe one team from another group will be first, another group from our group will be next, and like one by one. From one
Okay,
group and
yes,
another.
yes, nice idea. Why not? So, Irina, your suggestion is that the group IP 93 will be the first break the silence, have the floor, and they and your suggestion them to start. Then one team from your group and going back to IP 93. Did we catch you correctly, Irina? Is everything yes? Is,
Maybe the first it will be IP 93.
so that's why I'm asking. Did we catch you correctly? So the right to start you give to the group IP 93. Yes. IP
Yes.
93.
Okay,
Break
we're
the
now
silence. Have the floor.
Yeah, group from EP93 is ready. We could start.
So you, it's who, once little second, because we need, of course, to let us see. Так. One little second.
Sorry, I have a question. Is it obvious to have a presentation, or we can talk?
One little second. Ефекти звукове спочатку звукове спочатку про проєднання учасника. What about one little second? What is here? Демонстрацію закінчено. And actually, let me see how we can. A little second, обмежені функції. Так, розблокований. Що списку, редагувати спільний в чаті, насилувати це мікрофон. Actually, can you try now to share your screen? You might see such an icon with a monitor, and it should be crossed. Screen. Wait a second. Okay, you send your presentation. Not to waste, Tatiana. Not to waste our time. Tatiana, with whom you will tell your home assignment? Who is your partner for today?
With Maxim Polchik and
Горбунова Елизавета, Польчик Максим. Дайте в Телеграм, зараз будемо шерити, зараз буду.
actually to know when to
When to switch next slide, that would be pretty hard. Can you try to
I
give
don't
us a screen sharing?
Maybe someone else can tell their story now, but you can search while they're answering. if that's okay.
Yeah, we could be second one or third one, but really need that presentation to complete our story.
Once again, I did my best to see how I can give you this opportunity for screen sharing. This is not that. You might have the icon where the
Maybe you should firstly click on the person you want to give the permission, and on left side.
wait a second, Maxim. Wait a second. Yes, that's right, ведучий. Now you done. Now you have
yes,
an
now I see.
opportunity to. Yes, now you can you see? Yes.
But I'm sure. Yeah, I see.
Can you see the icon?
Yes.
Now you are the hostess of this conference.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Maxim. Sorry.
So you see my screen, right?
Wait a second. Yes, we can see.
We decided to tell a story about a musician who uses computer. So, once upon a time there was a boy named Taras. He was an ordinary poverty when he decided to change his life completely to become popular with women. One day he was rushing to his home school to play Minecraft with his friends, but he saw a beautiful long-haired man who was covered by young girls in a central park. The man was singing and playing some song on guitar. That's why he received so much attention from women. Taras stopped for a while to enjoy his music, but in a few minutes he was on the way home again. He came to his apartment, turned his computer on, and muted calls from his Minecraft friends. Today Taras decided to become a musician. He tried to find the song he heard in the park. He wanted to play this song, so he googled a video tutorial because he did not have any musical literacy skills. In few moments he realized that he has not got any musical instrument, so he googled other videos to find out which guitar is the best. After a few hours of useless research, he went to OLX and ordered the cheapest electric guitar he could find. The guitar arrived in 3 days. By the time, Taras has already signed up for online courses for beginners, where he studied how to write notes and musical harmony, how to read and write notes and tabs, and how to plug in guitar to computer using external audio card. In half of a year, Taras was already an advanced user in some music programs and tried to compose his own digital music using MIDI notes. Also, he significantly improved his guitar playing technique, so he could play any popular song he heard in YouTube trends by googling in musical notes. Every day he turned his computer on, tuned his instrument, and seeked for a new song to learn. Sometimes he ordered new music stuff online, like guitar cables, pedals, and picks. Also, he had started to collect rare musical albums on vinyl and tapes. Once parents saw a guitar in his browser bookmarks, decided to buy it as a surprise New Year present. Taras was very delighted and thankful to the guy in the park, his parents, and computer. New guitar motivated him to record some covers to popular songs, and he started a YouTube channel for fun. Music community always helped Taras to become better and motivated him to move forward and take some more advanced courses about music production. He enjoyed watching interviews with popular musicians and online translations of greatest concerts of the world. Also, he signed up with his email to a concert agency to receive notification about musical events in his city. By that time, Taras enjoyed music so much that he didn't need any woman attention anymore. He just wanted to cultivate his music.
Once Taras finished his studies, he didn't really know what to do next. However, it was not a problem for the young man, as he knew that his computer would help him decide his future. So he sat by it and typed in job propositions for inexperienced musicians. That's how Taras easily found a band where he could show off his talents and also earn money. They were using computers for audio recording, trimming sounds, and adding back vocals. Taras was interested in it, and so, although he was a mere guitarist, he became quite skillful at manipulating different sounds. He soon grew tired of playing the same old songs in the band, so he updated his resume and posted it online. However, it was not his resume that brought him success. After his studies, Taras often tried to write some songs. Young man recorded them at home with the help of his computer and his experience with audio recording programs, and then posted them on his YouTube channel. One of his songs became very well known, it got lots of views and tons of positive feedback. After hearing Taras's brand new sound, one of the most popular managers in the industry contacted him by email and proposed to record a single. Taras was delighted. However, he didn't really know where to start. Although he wrote a few songs, it was just his hobby and he didn't put much thought into it. Now young man needed to sit down and remember everything he learned and every positive and negative feedback he got from his friends and from people online. Soon he understood that he needed to find inspiration, so he turned on his computer and started Googling. Taras looked at different pictures and tried to think of a new melody, and he found it pretty fast. He didn't even need to go outside. Soon he contacted the manager via email and said that everything was ready for the new single. As Taras was an unknown musician, just releasing a song wasn't a definite success. So the manager put some effort into that matter and put lots of advertisements on different websites, which helped the single gain some popularity. After it uploaded to Spotify, Apple Music, and other platforms, Taras understood how important it is for a musician to do so. Such a simple action brought him some attention.
But the number of listeners per month grew slowly. There was barely enough money for housing. The manager supported Taras, saying that every music has its listener and that he has a great voice. But it wasn't helpful in everyday life. He put his soul on paper again and again, but no one was interested in his emotions. Taras decided to find an extra job. He opened his laptop and began to considering proposals, but most of the propositions required a certain number of listeners per month. So firstly, he tried to increase the amount of listeners by bots, but Spotify's computer system quickly blocks the fake account, so Taras went to sing songs at a local bar. The quality of musical equipment in the bar was terrible. The amplifier was overloaded, the computers were old, he couldn't even install the necessary programs to tune the guitar. But both the listeners and the owner of the bar were indifferent. Once Oleg Potapov, a well-known producer, entered the bar, and despite the terrible equipment and poorly tuned guitars, the producer noticed the talent of the guy. He left the artist a link to the competitive selection for the show Kulai. Taras hesitated for a long time whether he should go to the selection. The participants had no right to choose songs, and he would have to play popular songs that have no meaning. The guy stepped off his own principles and went to the competition, after which he became very popular, but people were still not interested in his own songs. It was very upsetting. Taras was depressed. At concerts, he constantly performed other people's popular songs, but it was not the voice of his soul. Neither the wonderful equipment nor the new apartment could hide the falsity of his personality. A few years later, the guy decided to end it. Artist wanted to terminate the contract with the producer through the artist's personal account, but the interface was designed so badly that the guy couldn't find the right button, which led him to despair. He committed suicide.
Yes, I follow you. Sorry, I have some troubles with the connection. That's why I was without camera and unmuted sometime. So, Tatiana, I do the next.
You are now muted.
Так. Як тепер мені зробити, щоб ви не були ведучою? Дуже цікаво. Тут все є. Тепер Перше я можу зробити це вилучити учасника. Це ж не те.
You are now
Знову.
unmuted.
Що? Ще раз. Ну я ж кажу, і знову. Я перепрошую понизити до глядача. Все, Тетяночко, ви
You are
тепер
now
у нас
muted.
глядач. Все, розібралися. Дякую. Дякую за підказки. The next group is from IT92. Who is going to be the next?
We are.
We are. Surnames, we are. Шулак Борис, if I'm not mistaken. Who else?
Рябко Олександр.
Так. And
Діма Русановський.
more clearly than third surname. Dmitro.
Yeah, he is before me in the list.
Русановський.
Русановський, все, бачу. А чого ви не відповіли, коли у нас була, як то кажуть, перевірка присутніх? Немає, стоїть Н-ка, немає на парі. Я попереджала.
Діми?
Я коли робила коловер, то відповіді не було.
But he typed in chat that he is here and has problem with his microphone.
I have present
Yeah.
only. So let us not to waste our time. Do you need screen sharing? No? Yes?
No, we don't.
So can we hear your, actually, not to waste our time, let us group by group.
We're going to tell about mechanic job. So mechanics are skillful tradespersons who work on light trucks, automobiles, and other types of vehicles that run on gasoline. They are entrusted with examining and inspecting vehicles brought into a service or repair shop. They interact with clients to obtain key information concerning the issues that they are experiencing with their vehicles in order to diagnose problems. Mechanics inspect various systems with motor vehicles to identify problems. Mechanics run computerized diagnostic tests to help them ascertain components with the car that might be faulty. Once they have identified the problem area, they will recommend to appropriate fixes and the work will ensue. Mechanics also remove parts that not operating as required or are worn out and replace them with used or new parts. In addition, mechanics make sure that an automobile maintains sufficient performance by conducting routine maintenance as per the schedules provided by the manufacturer of the car. Routine maintenance includes changing engine oil, checking the pressure, ensuring the reliability of the vehicle's brakes, as well as checking and replacing wires, spark plugs, and distributor caps. Mechanics also explain repairs to clients and provide estimates of the work and costs required to ensure the automobile is operational and safe without inflating costs or adding unnecessary procedures. In some situations, auto mechanics may pitch alternative preventive maintenance or repairs to customers. Moreover, auto mechanics should know how to use all the tools and equipment necessary to identify and fix issues. While traditional tools such as jack sockets and wheels are still, there is a whole lot of technology that mechanics should have a sound knowledge of. Other tools that mechanics use include ladders, air tools, lifts, and millwork. And millwork machines that refinish valve seats. So, next, Boris.
Yep. Typically, job duties performed by a mechanic: diagnose and fix problems, brake repair and fluid level checks, oil changes and tire rotation, replace fuel sensors spark plug, replace catalytic converter, wash and paint the vehicle's exterior, run system tests, identify error codes, rebuild engines, air conditioner repair, and provide repair estimates, maintain records, and transmissions replacement. Importance of a formal degree program. When it comes to becoming an auto mechanic, having a colleague degree isn't mandatory. You can get an entry-level job with a high school diploma, or you can learn the trade through on-the-job training. However, today's blue-collar jobs are in a level of professionalism than they were in the past years. There are numerous reasons why receiving formal education is important for any individual who wishes to have a successful career as a mechanic. Here are the benefits of formal training and the difference between getting an academic degree and learning while you work. Firstly, it is a better start in jobs. An individual who has received formal training will generally have a better chance of avoiding an entry-level position and hit the ground running into a career as a mechanic. Since there is a high demand of mechanics, employers usually hire trained professionals to avoid the costs associated with on-the-job training. Formal education provides technical knowledge that could take years for an individual to learn on the job. Secondly, it is easier to secure a job. Employment of mechanics is expected to grow 6% from 2016 to 2024, um, according to the statistic. And mechanics with formal training have better work opportunities presented to them and also have an easier time finding work. So that's all from our side.
And also,
On my part, I for some reason was unable to connect my microphone, but I was present. You marked me as absent, I guess. So we're telling about mechanics and the tasks car mechanic do. So the main duties. He examines vehicles to determine extent of damage or faults, to estimate repair costs, confer with customers to obtain descriptions of vehicle problems, and to discuss work to be performed. Inspect vehicles, ensuring all important parts are examined, including belts, hoses, steering systems, spark plugs, brake and fuel systems, and etc. Test components and systems using suitable equipment such as compression gauges, plan works procedures, repair, replace, procedures. Okay. Repair, replace, or adjust worn and faulty parts using suitable tools and equipment. Perform routine and scheduled maintenance services such as oil changes, lubrication, etc. Test and adjust repaired parts or assemblies to make sure they work properly. And carry out minor body and trim repairs. Related to car professions are automotive body repairer, automotive glass installer, bus mechanic, car seller, car tires mechanic, cars and other vehicle inspector, diesel engine mechanic, engineering maintenance supervisor, garage receptionist, supervisor, motor vehicle engine fitter, motorcycle mechanic, rental clerk, road or water vehicles, road vehicles loader, truck mechanic, vehicle patrolman, vehicle spray painter, vehicle upholsterer. So that's all.
That's all from you. Thank you. The next turn is for group IP 93 IP 93. So
We are ready.
we are. Can you please tell me?
Dmitrenko Roman.
Okay.
Sorry for late. I'm
Wait a second. Then
late.
Wait a second. Okay. So Dmitrenko Roman. Then.
Завальнюк Максим.
Yes.
Доминский Валентин.
Okay, guys. Do you need a screen sharing?
No.
That's bad that you don't need screen sharing. Okay. I will unmute myself. So have the floor, my dear.
Okay, hello. Today my team and I prepared a story about the use of computers by automotive engineers and painters. So, painting cars at the Volkswagen plant. There are no people who paint cars as such at this plant. The thing is that all the painting work is done by robots. There is only a technician who regularly checks the condition of the robots and a programmer who installs software depending on the car to be painted. It takes about 90 working hours of training for the robot to paint the car correctly. That is, the programmer must take into account every nuance in the painting of the car. At the training stage, painters are also involved who help to figure out exactly how to paint a car. Computers have made painting almost 50 times easier, says the head of the paint department at the Volkswagen plant. Now we can paint a car in 2-3 hours, and indeed it is. The only drawback is the high cost of maintenance, the chief engineer of Volkswagen plant admits. Sometimes maintenance of such devices costs us as much as 20-30 monthly salaries of an ordinary painter. But painting a car by robots is flawless, both in quality and in speed. In this type of industry, machines will very soon begin to massively displace people from their working positions.
I will continue. I want to talk about the computer technology used for safety in Volvo cars. In general, the system is called IntelliSafe. It's a whole set of standard safety equipment in every new Volvo car. And now you will hear about the most interesting details. The first one is city safety system. This system helps to protect people inside and outside the vehicle. It captures potential hazards and helps to avoid them. Volvo cars were the first to introduce this type of safety system as a standard mechanism in every new car. City safety uses radar and the camera to identify other vehicles, cyclists, pedestrians, and large animals, for example, horses. The system works at a day and night. In general, it warns the driver if a risk of collision is detected. On a familiar highway, you can miss a road sign for a speed limit or no overtaking. And when the second system, traffic sign recognition system, recognizes the sign, the corresponding symbol is displayed on a windshield. Thanks to the system, the driver receives information about the current speed limit or prohibition of overtaking. The last function, road departure prevention, receives data from advanced sensors in the vehicle to detect and prevent the possibility of a road trip. When this situation is detected, the system tightens the seat belts in the front seat to ensure that people are securely restrained in the seat. As a result, I can say that computers greatly increase the safety of cars.
And the last part is mine about autonomous car or autopilot. And let's start from understanding what is autonomous car. It's a vehicle capable of sensing its environment and operating without human involvement. A human passenger is not required to take control of the vehicle at any time, nor is a human passenger required to be present in a vehicle at all. An autonomous car can go anywhere a traditional car goes and do everything that an experienced human driver does. And how do autonomous cars work? They rely on sensors, complex algorithms, machine learning systems, and powerful processors to execute software. These cars create and maintain a map of their surroundings based on a variety of sensors situated in different parts of the vehicle. Radar sensors monitor the position of nearby vehicles. Video cameras detect traffic lights, read road signs, track other vehicles, and look for pedestrians. LiDAR, light detection and ranging, sensors bounce pulses of light of the car's surroundings to measure distances, detect road edges, and identify lane markings. Ultrasonic sensors in the wheels detect cars and other vehicles when parking. Special software then processes all this sensory input, plots a path, and sends instructions to the car's actuators, which control it. Hard-coded rules, obstacle avoidance algorithm, predictive modeling, and object recognition help the software follow traffic rules and navigate obstacles. And that's all. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Great, thank you. Next, Triad, that is from the group IT92.
Yes, we're next.
Irina.
Kobis Irina, Boyko Єлизавета,
Okay, and
Петриковець Анастасія.
So have the floor.
So let's start. Our topic is about farmer.
Do you need a screen sharing?
No. I think that a lot of people think that farmers don't need computers. But today, we with girls will destroy this stereotype. In fact, the computer is an irreplaceable thing in agriculture, and this is a real assistant to the farmer. According to USDA's Farm Computer Usage and Ownership Report that was done in 2017, 78% of farms had access. What?
Percent. Stress correct at least. Percent.
Oh, yes, percent of farms had access to the internet, and 75% had access to a desktop or laptop computer. Now, in 2021, the percent is bigger. And if we go back to history, the first data about computers was written down in 1997. And at that time, only 13% of US firms had internet access. However, in my opinion, in Ukraine, the percentage of people using PCs was quite low. I think it was close to zero. So, why are computers so needed for farms now? Let's see an example of real usage and the benefits. On a vegetable growing farm, for example, a farmer sends a truck with vegetables straight from the field to the processing plant, and it takes some time to deliver the vegetables to the plant. And after that, the farmer communicates via a computer with a laboratory, which is doing the analysis of the product. And within just few minutes, a selection of products is made and an express analysis is performed. Immediately, the results of the analysis are entered into the computer, and in the same second, the information is available to both the farmer and the plant. The farmer
Analysis, Irina, analysis.
analysis.
Let us all pronounce the words correctly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It's important to say correctly. And the farmer doesn't need to go anywhere, wait for hours, and waste his time. Instead, he sees all the information about the quality of the products from his field and decide which fields to start harvesting from.
Okay, and the task of IT is to maximize automation of all stages of the production cycle to reduce
all the
losses.
stages, then Елизавета, right? To optimize all the stages, plural form.
Okay, of the production cycle to reduce losses, increase business productivity, and optimize resource management. Even though the result applies only to ready-to-harvest plants or animals, but doesn't guarantee a profit. The crop still needs to be harvested, stored, primary processed, and transported to the buyer or a consumer. Further, automation represents a higher level of digital integration, which affects the most complex organizational changes in business, but their implementation can dramatically affect the profit and competitiveness of products and the company as a whole. At the same time, the more sensors and field controllers are connected to a single network and exchange data, the more intelligent the information system becomes, and the more useful information it can provide to the user. Imagine that the farmer decides which of his existing bulls are advisable to leave for breeding offspring and which ones to put up for sale. Using a microcomputer, he enters into it various data about the physical condition of the animals and immediately receives a list of the best producers of his herd. While computers in agriculture are the exception rather than the rule, they are nevertheless regarded by many farmers as essential tools. With the computer, the farmer can quickly and easily calculate the required amount of seed for planting and the amount of fertilizer. The computer also helps the farmer plan his budget and keep track of his herd. Some farms use sophisticated electronic systems to control the feed to their herd. On the basis of the information received from them, the farmer can conclude that some animal got sick because it lost its appetite, because of the portion of feed given to it remained intact.
And standard cultivation schedule that includes all over irrigation, fertilization, and chemicalization doesn't consider local peculiarities or natural variability and leads to an ineffective result, such as overspending of resources or other undetected problems. Drought, excess moisture, lack of access of fertilizer, weeds, and insects require immediate attention. Besides that, a disease outbreak can occur unexpectedly. Sometimes it's hard to determine the cause. If such disease is noticed too late or treated wrongly, it will destroy part of the crop. Also, over the course of the season, farmer has to make more than 40 different decisions. He or she should decide what kind of seeds to plant, when to plant it, how to process it, how to treat a diseased plant, etc. Generally speaking, farmers should know how to cope with situations threatening to the well-being on the field. Lack of information for the problem solving leads to the fact that in the process of planting, growing, and caring for crops, up to 40% of it is lost. During harvesting, storage, and transportation, another 40% will be lost as well. At the same time, as scientists have discovered, not just the weather, but 2/3 of the risk factors can be regulated by using automated control system, high-tech management. For all of the above, we can conclude that today computers became such a good opportunity to improve fertility, trade, and in general reach a completely new technological level of agriculture. It simply makes the farmer's life easier and better. That's all.
Okay, great. I have one idea. Thank you, dear ladies. Irina, I'm sorry, Tatiana Sichkar, you may
You are now
do the
unmuted.
next. I kindly ask you to, with the help of the right button of the on the mouse, find my name and give me back actually the status of representative for me to стати презентатором. Сейчас все. Okay, that's me. That's me.
You are
This
now
is
muted.
me. That's me. Thank you. Okay, next group. Thank you once again, dear ladies. IP93.
Next we Говоруха Максим, Марченко Максим.
Wait a second. Yes, Говоруха Maxim.
Марченко Максим.
Okay,
And Urin Dmitro.
Dmitro, once again.
Yeah, I was late a little bit, sorry.
Surname clearly, because I didn't catch which whom we exactly have. Urin.
Urin Dmitro, group IP93.
Yes, I've got you. So, guys, do you need a screen sharing?
Yes, I need.
Who exactly? Maxim, you?
Yeah, I'm Maxim Говоруха.
Okay, Maxim. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. With the help of yours, I did actually understand how I should give you this right to share the screen. Thank you for your assistance and help. Thanks.
Just a second.
No problem.
You see presentation, yes?
Поточна презентація how travel, yes. In a couple of seconds, I hope we will see it.
Okay.
Okay, I think that we can start. Today we will tell you how travel managers use computers. It provides a lot of advantages, so let's talk about them now. First of all, I would like to say that travel planning is impossible without computers. And now I am not telling about booking. Travel planning means finding different excursions, routes, and so on.
Dmitry, can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
Maxim, will you try to share your screen once again, because we can't see it still.
Oh, I see it. There is a button in the bottom right corner. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. Thanks to the computers, we can find them using just Google Maps. If you want to build a road for your clients so they could have a ride through the city center or cultural attractions, you can just enter all these points and Navigator will build a road just for you. Moreover, it will track your locations all the time so you won't get lost. Moreover, with Google Maps, you can create a virtual walk through the city, so you will be able to provide the best service for your clients. You can find a place to eat or even a location for camping and picnic. In addition, you will be able to check the menu, number of people at a certain time, and tell about it to your client. One more thing that is just great for travel managers is room tour. Many hotels provide a 3D visualization of their room, so you can gather with your clients and choose a room which will be just for them. In case you do not have a visualization, you can choose a room by photos and reviews. The most important thing before a trip for manager is to plan a trip budget, and it's impossible to do without computer. That's why managers have to look for deals and bargains. You can find websites all over the internet that will help you to score your deals on hotel, amusement park facilities, airline travel, and so on. So computers provide a lot of advantages while planning a trip for travel managers. It lets them plan a budget, find accommodation using the room to discover roads, places for dinner or picnic, and so on. So computers are very important while planning a trip for travel managers, but there are some more advantages, and now we will tell you about them. That's it for me. Thanks.
Thank you, Dmitry. Next speaker.
Yes. Now I'll be talking about communications with clients. Planning a travel is the one task of travel manager, but they also have to set it up in real life, and it involves communicating with a lot of people. For example, clients need to have their plane tickets mailed to them, or having an information about when and where they should meet, about their travel, and the invasion of internet and emails or social media platforms or messenger apps has greatly improved this task of travel managers. Also, to set up the travel, they have to communicate with hotel receptionists to book up the rooms, or also local tour guides or other transport companies, for example, to rent a bus to travel in that country. And if decades ago this was done with telephone or with some analog mail, nowadays it can be done much faster and a lot more secure with the internet and information technologies. Travel agent doesn't have to do all these jobs on internet. Of course, he can still do it with plain old telephone, but internet allows us not only to make plans, but also to change them on the fly, and to share these news with everyone else. So the next one will be Max.
Okay.
Thank you.
Also, travel managers and companies widely use the system of electronic booking. This
This
with
is it.
its help, they can easily monitor in real time whether there is availability apartments which were previously agreed with
Which
the
are
client.
available, yes, maybe.
Yes, thank you. And if they are to book them of a specific date. Similarly, there are similar online systems for booking tickets. This use of computer greatly simplifies life. An important factor in any travel company is advertising. Accordingly, the computer can be used to create, of course, managers of tourist companies are often faced with this task, most likely not directly, because the main work is done by the PR manager, but using the computer, created promotional videos, advertising on a site as etc. Next slide.
Etc. Then Maxim, ATC, etc.
Okay, thanks. Also, now all the data stored in cloud storage, with which is accessed by the computer. The manager enters the data of each client. Before entering data, he can check its veracity and relevance on special platforms. As almost everyone is now moving to electronic documents, this greatly simplifies the life of the company and the clients, because there is no need to make 1,000 copies and certify them one by one. Another big advantage of using database
Maxim, advantage
of using a database is that if the client repeatedly uses the services of the company, then you can get information from the repository and not print his name, surname repeatedly. It is also worth saying that any company keeps statistics and the manager must constantly enter the data on completed transactions and the end of the quarter to prepare a report, which is much easier to do with a computer, as now to make the data their places on the table, for example, and part of statistics will be generated automatically. So that's all for now. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for reporting. So next, IT 92, who is going to be the next group of speakers?
We are going to be the next.
Okay, that is Sherbakov Anton, right?
Yes, yes.
Then Anton, the next from your group.
Dmytro.
Okay, Dmytro and
Anton, sure.
Okay.
And we also need a screen sharing.
Okay, who, Anton, you?
Yes, I need a screen sharing.
Okay, give me one little second. I will try to do a miracle. One little second. Okay, yeah. 1 second. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Can you see my presentation?
Yes, we can. Yes, but we can see the final slide.
Okay, Dima, you can start.
Yes, Timo, Dmitry, go.
So we will discuss the computers in aviation. Just as computers have affected every aspect of modern life, from medicine to sports to education, they have also had a major impact on aviation. Computers are now used in all parts of aviation. They are used in design airplanes to control them in flight and ensure that they reach their destination safely and on time. The moment when computer first took flight depends in part upon one's determined of a computer. A little more than a decade after the Wright brothers flew at Kitty Hawk, the brilliant US engineer Elmer Sperry adapted gyroscopes to electric and pneumatic control system connected to airplanes flight control. This device, soon named an autopilot, could hold a plane level on a specific course when the pilot took his hands off the controls. Aircrafts during the 1950s and early 1960s also carried along computers as part of their radar equipment. These were used to provide targeted information for guns and missiles. The heads-up display that projected information onto a piece of glass in front of the pilot relied upon computer input to help the pilot aim his guns or select his weapons. The General Dynamics F-16 was the first operational jet fighters to use an analog flight control system. The pilot steers the radar pedal and joysticks, but these are not directly connected to the control surfaces, such as a radar and ailerons. Instead, they are connected to a fly-by-wire flight control system. These computers on aircraft constantly adjust the flight controls to maintain the aircraft in flight and reply to the commands from the pilot. The F-16 is inherently unstable by design, meaning that it would fly out of control if the computers failed. The designers made it unstable in order to improve its maneuverability. The computer constantly readjusts the flight surfaces to keep the plane flying. Today, computers control systems have become so common that they are no longer unusual.
Thank you, Dima. I'm going to be the next, and I will tell you about glass cockpits. The average transport aircraft in the mid-1970s had more than 100 cockpit instruments and controls, and the primary flight instruments were already crowded with indicators, crossbars, and symbols, and the growing number of cockpit elements were competing for cockpit space and pilot's attention. As a result, NASA conducted research on displays that could process the raw aircraft system and flight data into an integrated, easily understood picture of the flight situation, culminating in a series of flights demonstration a full glass cockpit system. By the end of 1990s, the liquid crystal display panels were increasingly favored among aircraft manufacturers because of their efficiency, reliability, and legibility. By 2005, even basic trainers were shipping with glass cockpits as option. About commercial aviation. Unlike the previous era of glass cockpits, where designers merely copied the look and feel of conventional electromechanical instruments, the new displays represent a true departure. They look and behave very similarly to other computers with windows and data that can be manipulated with point-and-click devices. They also add terrain, approach charts, weather, vertical displays, and 3D navigation images. Modern glass cockpits might include synthetic vision systems or enhanced fly vision systems. Synthetic vision systems display a realistic 3D depiction of the outside world. Enhanced flight vision systems add real-time information from external sensors, such as an infrared camera. Now a lot of pilots use glass cockpits in their work. Thank you. Anton?
Thank you, Anton. Ketchup?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, now I would like to talk about Super Helmet, God's Eye, called. These helmet systems helps pilot to be more effective during missions. It combines a sensor suite, night vision technology, and the information packet display system. Line of sight tracking based on head movement and targeting software, all designed to give pilots a godlike view, everything and everywhere. This helmet displays information such as airspeed, direction, altitude, rate of climb, and information about other aircraft, front and fore, in the same piece of sky. The F-35 pilot sees all this and more on the helmet visor. A pilot can either tap a touch screen on the cockpit avionics panel or press a single button on the F-35 control stick to choose among three channels: real-time video of what's going on outside, thermal imagery, or night vision. The helmet has almost creepy capability of following the pilot gaze. As his head moves, so moves the data feed, presenting video from outside of 6 cameras located on the jet airframe. The distributed appareil system, one camera is mounted ahead of cockpit, another is aft, and the remaining 4 are below the airframe, gives the pilot of equivalent of X-ray vision. When he looks down, he can see straight through the floor of the airplane. For targeting, an LB developed system tracks the helmet position to determine where the pilot's view is directed. If the pilot has selected the electro-optical targeted systems, the imagery he sees comes from sensor in the window of the cockpit that include forward-looking infrared cameras and infrared search and track radar. The system also supplies such information as target identity and distance, and even advises which weapon to use. For the targeting system to work, the helmet must be pressure fit. A 3D scan is made of the pilot's head and entered into the central database. From it, technicals develop software that drills milling machines to cut the foam line by laser. A pilot's eyes are measured to align the optical package on the visor to within 2 millimeters of the center of each pupil to ensure that images project into his visor coverage to his natural field of view. That's all. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you. That is all from this group. So the next is the right time for IP 93. So who will be
We
a
are the
speaker?
next. Гребенко Єгор і Трембич Анастасія.
Гребенко Єгор та Трембич Анастасія. Чудово. Do you need a screen sharing?
Yes, we do.
Єгор,
Me.
you need that, yes?
Me. Yes.
Okay, give me 1 second. Wait a second, I will try to. Yes. Now it's you.
Okay. Do you see my screen?
Yes, one little. Yes, we can.
I said how rescues are using computing technology to save people. When natural or technogenic disaster or industrial accident occur, the first few hours are critical. And not only in this case. People can get lost in forests, mountains, or an open sea. So when it comes to saving people's lives, the use of advanced computer technology can play a key role. Next slide. Communication. With the help of mobile phone or other devices, you can call for help from almost everywhere in the world. There are also specialized systems that can record video with geographic location, data reference to time using GPS. And rescuers need this data to make the best decision about where and how to use resources to save people's life based on the exact location of people and the level of danger. Thanks to the ability to compare and record information and exchange it remotely, new rescue missions have reached a new level of quality. Next slide. Drones. In recent years, drones have become more commonly used to support public safety and search and rescue missions. Perhaps the most prominent example was the use of drones during and after the fire in 2019 in the Cathedral of Notre Dame in Paris. Next slide. And a group of students have developed a concept they called the Net Guard that turns drones into life-saving guardian agents. The idea here is that a single quadcopter-style drone will expand to reveal a net. The individual section fly information, and the net could then be used to transport people who are trapped in high places, such as burning buildings. Next slide. Modern drones have a compact design, improved stabilization, and some models are equipped with powerful portable thermal cameras. They can fly in challenging daytime conditions such as fog or smoke and at night, and allows you to select different display modes, combine information from visual and thermal cameras to detect details that are not visible to the human eye. This drone feature helps in search and rescue missions to locate people in dense forests and firefighters to identify hotspots in fires. Drones offer many possibilities for a variety of tasks, from observation to search and rescue, which that's why they are so valued by emergency service and volunteers. Next slide.
Okay, night vision and search cameras. The rescuers have special cameras which help them to find survivors in poor visibility conditions. There are three main types of camera devices that rescuers use: night vision, thermal, and search cameras. Night vision cameras are more sensitive to light, so they help rescuers to orient in dark environments. Thermal cameras highlight warm or hot things, such as alive people and dangerous places in fires, even if room is completely filled with smoke. Search cameras may have night vision and thermal modes too, but they also use artificial intelligence to automatically find survivors and notify the rescuers. Bioradars. Rescue robots. Bioradars help rescuers to find victims in places blocked by large amount of wreckage. These radars detect repetitive movements such as heartbeat and human chest movement under obstacles and give rescuers information about life found. The radars can find both conscious and unconscious survivors. They can detect live through heaps of heavy debris and save a lot of vital time. Rescue robots. Rescue robots explore hazardous environments. They can negotiate high steps, wide gaps, and maneuver in confined spaces. The robots get commands from the rescuer's computer device. If they flip upside down, they can unflip. They can move in the reverse direction as well as they go forward. They have built-in video cameras, often with night vision, thermal mode, or just with LiDAR, thanks to which the operator can find victims in dark places under wreckage. They are often equipped by various radars, movement sensors, and mobile phone detectors to efficiently search for survivors. Video probes. Video probes or vine-like robots are very helpful to explore places inaccessible to human and other robots. They can negotiate very narrow passages and gaps, climb over obstacles, and some of them can even pass through dirt and sand. The probe is controlled by an operator which has a computer device with a joystick to control the robot's movement and a monitor to remotely watch the camera's video in real time. This type of robot is really interesting. It uses air pressure and a plastic tube served by a control module to the robot's nose through all its body to grow forward. The operator commands it to contract its corresponding side to turn. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Now the turn of the group IT92.
Good morning, we are the next. Michalchuk Eleonora, Gilon Denis, and
Wait a
Valentina.
second. Michalchuk Eleonora.
Yes.
Then
Gilon Denis.
Gilun Denis and
Valentina Hrinek.
Okay, yeah, yes.
we will
Who needs a screen sharing? Can you please tell me?
No, nobody.
No one. Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
we will
no
talk about music. So I'll begin. The traditional method of learning to play music instruments or to sing is to study with a qualified vocal teacher. Today, however, computers and technology are changing the way we communicate and even learn new skills. If you have always been interested in becoming a vocalist, for example, there are many online and singing software options available that can supplement your vocal lessons. Advances in music learning software have grown and include many different singing software programs to help you to learn to sing. While nothing can entirely replace the benefits of working with a qualified teacher, these singing software learning programs can help you develop the skills necessary to become a good vocalist. There are a lot of different features that can help you. For example, one app can include more than 200 useful lessons, so people can watch any of them whenever they want. It is also an interesting way to train your ears by doing exercises that are suggested by the program, such as when you should listen to some sounds and then understand what note it is. Moreover, today we have enough knowledge to create a software that can use speech analysis algorithm to give you feedback as you sing and make needed conclusions for us. Using such program, we can understand if we bring and read notes correctly, how clear our pitch is, and more other important things.
Today, to be a musician, you don't need to have an instrument. All you need is a computer and micro. Many programs can help you create music today. Many programs can help you create music today, such as Apple Logic Pro, FL Studio, AC Pro, and others. These programs can simulate all instruments and sounds. You can simply drag and drop the sound onto the audio track. You can find many video tutorials on YouTube to help you understand how to use these programs. These are many people who write music only on the computer. These are mostly electronic musicians. On the internet, you can find many amateurs or professionals who create music only with computer. For example, Tom Holkenborg, one of the greatest composers of our time, he used mostly a computer system for his composition. He has composed for films like Deadpool, Mad Max, Divergent, Man of Steel, and Batman v Superman. There is also some AI that can create music, which means the computer can make music even without a human.
And mixing. Amateurs and professionals are digital recording software to mix music, in addition to recording. The software allows you to add touchers like reverb, echo, distortion, and vocal processing, and adjust your volume and pan setting, which is the left, right, or center placement of individual recordings. DJs and remix artists use the software to create new versions of popular songs. Live backing. Computers are beneficial for more than just music creation. They can also prove useful for music playback. For example, if you want to perform at a coffee shop with a guitar and you want to use pre-recorded accompaniments for drums, you can save the recordings on a laptop, connect the laptop to a mixing board or public alert system, and transmit the recorded drums while you play guitar in real time. Professional artists use pre-recorded backing tracks to fill in the musical gaps during a live performance. Promotion and sales. In addition to music creation and playback, computers allow musicians to promote their music and even sell it to consumers digitally. Social networks like MySpace, Facebook, and Twitter allow musicians to reach new fans, make important announcements, and promote new songs, while avenues like Amazon, Napster, and iTunes allow artists to profit by selling songs and albums in an instantly downloadable format. It's all.
Okay, thank you. Now that it's a turn, we have a couple more minutes for the group. IP93.
Yes, our team is the next. It's Mark Zegelman.
And?
Елизавета Заводовska.
Mm-hmm.
And Dmitriev Metro.
Dmitriev Metro. Okay, do you need a screen sharing?
No, we don't need it. Our team would like to tell about cybersport and computer games. As a fact, became a part of modern lifestyle, and there are very few people in civilized world that could imagine common life without them. Cybersport came into the lives of gamers, and it began as a friend party somewhere in a basement and has grown into a whole industry. Industry which provides emotions and entertainment. Industry that grows with every passing year, bringing in not only new players but also big money balls. Cyber sportsmen are extremely popular among teenagers and also well paid. They are constantly using computers and computer devices because of their job. The main part of their job is professional playing in computer games. It means that they have to feel comfortable all the time to reach good results. That's why it's necessary to get the best computer devices and hardware possible. It depends on FPS, frames per second, ping, and other important factors in their job. However, just playing very well is not enough to become a valuable professional player. Cyber sportsmen use computers for streaming. It's an integral part of their job. Watching pros playing is very interesting, so their streams are visited by lots of people. They mostly use Twitch and YouTube, and they receive donations from fans and also train for their competitions at once.
Next speaker, thank you, Mark.
Okay, it's me. Thanks to computers, players can communicate with each
With-
other. It's really important because they have to understand each other with a single word in order to win. It's interesting to know that sometimes professional players use two pairs of headphones at the moment for game sounds and teammates' voices. This approach is used in games where hearing some silent sounds is very important, for example, Counter-Strike. In addition, computer allows esports players to keep in touch with fans and their organization. Thanks to this, they receive support and donations. As it was mentioned, hardware depends on cyber sportsman productivity. So it's a really important question of choosing devices. Their network must be powerful and reliable enough to support simultaneous playing, streaming, and communicating. Display's refresh rate must be the best available to keep up with other players and so on. In our group's opinion, the most important computer device for the professional players is a mouse. It seems weird for non-players, but cyber sportsmen are constantly holding it in their hands, so it must be extremely suitable and well-tuned. In fact, our friend, who is not a sportsman but is constantly playing, told me that he rubs the corn if plays with an uncomfortable mouse.
Okay, thank you. And the next might be Dmitriev Dmitrov. Are you ready?
Yeah. The other device that is used is a keyboard. In many games, it's used to control the character. Some people like to press hard and others just to touch it. So this feature has to be taken into account when choosing the device. It's impossible not to mention the devices which gives the opportunity for players to communicate with each other during the competition. Microphone and headphones. The high quality of these devices is an integral part of the professional players. Actually, depending on the game, for example, FIFA, Rocket League, Mortal Kombat, a gamepad may be added to the devices which players use. It's a peripheral device designed to connect to a computer. It has multiple buttons and may have one or two mini joysticks. So, computers are used by professional players almost all the time while they're walking, and they are using it in quite a wide range. It's all.
Okay, thank you. Group IT 92. Who would like?
Yes, we're going to be next. Schmidt Valery and Vasilenko Alexander.
Do you need a screen sharing?
No, we needn't.
We don't need, okay.
Yes. Так, Саша, ты тут.
Alexander, you should start, yes, as far as I understand. Alexander, Vasilenko.
Yeah, I'm here.
So,
Just a moment, please.
We are going to tell about medics and how they might use computers in their profession.
So, medical informatics is a rapidly growing discipline. It seeks to organize and manage information in support of patient care, biomedical research, and education through the aid of computer and information networks. And computerized hospital information system can establish consistent standards in the transmission and the storage of data and continuously monitor all transitions. It provides easy access to valuable patient care information, to the valuable patient information. Physicians can have direct access to all of the information of their patient through the use of computer. A hospital information system generally covers all areas like registration, etc. To date, several software vendors have deployed hospital systems relating to managing hospital. Generally, hospital administrations prefer to buy a ready-made package and customize the same suit to their needs. In medical research, a large number of data is collected. This data is to be compiled, analyzed, and to be analyzed. For this purpose, certain...
To be interpreted and analyzed.
Yeah.
Короче, please.
For this purpose, certain statistical methods are to be applied. These include calculation of standard deviation, standard error, application of tests, statistical significance like z-test, unpaired and paired t-test, and chi-square test. Statistical methods are time-consuming. With the help of computer, a large number of statistical calculations can be performed in a very short time. Several good quality statistical packages are available, which allows the use of many more methods than is practical using traditional paper calculations. These statistical packages include the following: biomedical packages.
Stress correctly, please. Packages.
The biomedical computer package. This was first package developed and developed and provide a standard set of advanced statistical programs.
Statistical package for the social science is used for a wide range of medical problems. Many statistical options are available in this system, varying from simple statistics to multivariate analysis. GenStat is a powerful package with special emphasis on
Emphasize
of analysis
highlight something, yes.
of
To pay
variables.
attention to something.
EpiInfo is a package developed by WHO for epidemiological studies. This package has word processing, data analysis, and graphical abilities. Questionnaire can be made directly by text editor. Data analysis is very simple and serves the need of most of investigators. The program is made available by WHO and CDC, it's Center for Disease Control, and are not copyrighted. Making copies for others is permitted and encouraged. The primary objective of a clinical laboratory is to provide accurate results in short time.
Results. Let us stress the
Results
words
in short
correctly.
time. Laboratory analysis includes blood chemistry, photometry, microbiology, etc. Results must match with patient identification details and should be valid. Quick access to laboratory system can contribute to efficient patient care system.
Valid. То есть актуальные данные, valid data.
Valid data. Computer-assisted decision making, CMD. It's an interactive computer system that directly assists doctors with clinical decision-making tasks.
Directly.
Directly. The system is intended to support doctors, complementing their natural abilities to make judgment with computers' vast memory, reliably and processing capabilities. A general model of computer-assisted medical decision-making has been developed.
Critically ill patients require a large number of therapeutic just for a moment.
Why did you choose so hard words? You have to check.
Just it's not. I'm just really sleepy, so I can't read some words. Critically ill patients require a large number of therapy to optimize their chances of survival. For this, the variables must be collected frequently and the data derived their form made available to the clinicians and nursing staff. This results in a large quantity of information, which may lose its significance unless the data recorded is presented in a clear manner. In the intensive care unit, it's now possible to computerize the total of management of data recorded on these patients. Data management includes the entry, integration, and reporting of all vital signs, medications intake, and output volumes and laboratory values. Closed-loop system for the direct computer control on the influences has been developed.
Laboratory.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So a pump which infuses the vasodilator drug to the patient is controlled by computer to maintain the arterial pressure within predetermined units. That's all.
Thank you, my dear. Medicine that is very medicine that is very important nowadays. For as far as I can see, we have lots of pairs. Yes, in group IT 92, right, and couple of and only one person we see one from the group IP 93. Others are absent. No worries. We will start our next lesson. I do some notings and writings not to forget. We will start with your reports. Our next class. Is everything clear? Because we have a huge amount of students, we have two groups together here. Yes, as you might remember that. So no worries for those who was out of the time. We will continue next time. We will start our class with your reports on this topic. Is everything clear?
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask you one question? Do I need clarify something? Do you need to repeat something? Do you have any objections, rejections, agreements, disagreements?
No.
Okay. Can you remind me who is the leader of the group in, if we speak about группа IP93?
Dmitriev Dmitro.
Dmitriev Dmitru, right? Dmitry. Okay. Thank you, Yelizaveta, for your assistance. Thank you for the great job you've done today. Well done. See you next time. Okay. Is everything clear?
Yes, thank you for the lesson.
Sorry?
thank you.
Елизавета, sorry, I didn't catch him. Sorry.
Everything's clear, thank you.
Okay, that's great. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day today. Bye for now. See you next time.